pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop.
And keeping our pit stop coverage of Amazing Race season 37, Brooke, Camhi, and I are very sad today. We have the honor of talking to one of our favorite teams. We wish we weren't talking to them now, but we do have Pops and Jeff with us. What's going on with you fellas today?
What's up, Brice? What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
How you doing? What's up, Brooke?
Pleasure being here.
I'm not happy.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not
I know it.
freaking happy.
I know.
I have seen your episode 3 times now. I watched it once with Caesar, from Ricky and Caesar, and we both cried. And he said to say hi and he loves you guys.
Wow,
then I watched it by myself to take notes.
Yeah.
They're amazing. And then I watched it again with racers from your season and some other seasons. And I said, you're gonna cry at the end. And at the end, we all just sat there being
oh man.
I don't want to dwell on it too much because I'm sure you've had a lot of interviews and you've been talking about the same thing all day. But
we don't mind.
Did there come a point in your mind where you thought the doors are open? Even if it's wrong, let's get on this train because maybe we're right. And if we're wrong, we might not win a foot race anyway. I saw you yell into the train, like, is this the right platform? And nobody helped you.
Nobody helped. So here's the thing. Yes, the answer to that question is yes. Watching it back helped a lot because it reaffirms what we've been talking about over the past year. We really couldn't have gotten on that train, right? When we were headed to the train, we were walking as we were talking. Not walking, but we were moving as we were talking. You can't run in the train station. So as you see us speed walking, we were moving and we're like, is this the right train? We're walking on the train like, is this the right train? Then the doors start to close. The only thing that I don't regret is not putting 2 hands in there and yanking the thing open. You know what I mean?
Anyone
and then finally, they'd be like, oh, finally those arms came to use. You know what I mean? Like then it would matter how strong I am. I would have yanked the thing open, but we're in Dubai and I didn't want to still be in Dubai to this day. You know what I mean? So yeah, I didn't do that. I think that all it did was just let us know that any time that we could have shaved off here or there, you just regret those little moments. You know, it was no way that you got to remember. It's not just us too. The person that got that shot has to get on the train too. Everybody wouldn't have made it on that train, whether it was train 1, 2, 3, or 4. You know what I mean? So so that kind of helps. That's gonna help me finally sleep at night after a year, seeing that angle of it. Yeah.
Pops, we saw you this episode and you checked off some things off of your bucket list. You said you got the skydive and the last thing was bungee jumping, but I want to know what else was on that list in the lifetime of all the things you wanted to do.
I think the bungee jumping, that was pretty much it. But I was looking for something different that they could maybe walk across a wire or something. I was
he wanted to do that. Yeah, he's a dirt devil. As long as
I will do any of those things with you. You tell me where and when, and I will join you. I too am an adrenaline junkie.
As long as I'm not the one driving, he's an adrenaline junkie. But when I'm driving, it's slow down, Jeff. Slow down, you know.
Slow down, Jeff.
Other than that, he's a dirt devil. So it's that's why because I didn't want to jump out of a plane. Every time I ripped open any roadblock, I was screening it for clues that it might be skydiving, right? Like even Who Wants to Beat the Competition? That was drones, but I'm like, is this skydiving? Right. Even though it sounds nothing like it. So I was so glad that he was the one that did it. And, you know, we had a great time.
Oh, man, it was love.
Jeff, have you been swimming since? And do you continue to wear your sneakers?
Brooke,
have I been swimming since? I have been swimming. Stop rocking that.
Okay.
I have been swimming.
Jeff, I
did not wear my shoes when the last time I swam. Let me explain myself, Brice. Hold on, listen. So I was thinking the time it would take to untie my shoes off. They was tight, like they them running shoes, right? And then everybody like, ooh, these are waterproof and water resistant. Why would they be water resistant and waterproof if you can't get in the water with them, right? So I'm like, okay, instead of taking my time taking them off, then when I get out the water, I'm gonna have to put them back on. I can't be barefoot at the train station or wherever we got to go next. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep them on. It's gonna give me more grip.
Brice ain't trying to hear nothing.
Okay, Pops, can you smack him in the head for me? Because when I saw you,
I didn't do it.
I didn't see him when he was walking toward the beach. I'm like, and then I had to ask him afterwards, why did you leave him on, man?
Yeah.
But he actually got us.
That's exactly how he acts.
He actually got us back in front though.
Yeah.
I mean,
the challenge worked. The only problem with me having those shoes on was that it beat me up. Like when you swimming in the middle of the ocean, that extra weight down there, it just tired me out. It didn't make the challenge take longer because as I'm going out there, I'm on the E4 board and it's taking me out there. It's electric. And then I'm standing up on it. The only time I had to swim was when I fall off and swim back to my board. I still did it fast, but man, did everything hurt after it was done. Like that was
and your feet are probably soggy. You're probably sloshing.
They were so soggy and nasty. I get in the
Were
cab.
They Jordans?
They weren't Jordans. They was these, and I don't even want to say what type of shoes it was because they ain't paid me to say what type of shoes they were. But I didn't even, them wasn't the shoes I should have wore on the race at all. But the fact that they hadn't been doing what they needed to do for me when I'm running, I'm thinking, okay, finally I'm gonna put to effect the fact that they're waterproof.
Let me test them out in the ocean.
Let me test them out in the water. Yeah.
Right. I'm convinced. My mind has changed. I think I'm convinced. So next time you guys get to race, because I'm assuming you would do it again, yes?
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
You'll know what shoes to wear next time.
I know exactly what shoes to wear.
Bungee jump, right?
And when to wear them. Yeah.
I do have a question, Pops. Oh, sorry, Brooke.
No.
I feel like throughout this season, you've been surpassing Jeff Jr., but towards the end, I felt like I was seeing you limp. Is there something that we didn't get to see during the episode? Because I could see it in your face that you wanted to do it, but it looked like something was slowing you down.
Absolutely. I had broke both my legs years ago. I mean, I'm talking like
30 years.
30 years ago.
30
Jeff was only a few years old. Yeah. And then back then afterwards, I amazed the doctor. They said I wasn't gonna be able to walk. Yeah. I came back, walk, run, and all that. And I still jogged, but I never sprint. And I hadn't sprinted in a while, but I thought I could do it, but I never did. I speed up on my last lap every time I jog. But so sprinting and then that flying from what was it? The States to Hong Kong.
17 hours.
Yeah, that was the first time I was seeing it. My ankle was like that size of a cantaloupe. Wow.
Yeah.
And that just changed all the dynamic. I won't say I couldn't. I didn't have. It's like I always like beating him, and I didn't have that coming at all.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I've never seen him. Well, I remember being a kid and watching him recover from breaking his legs. But he came back literally like Superman, like literally, like he was back climbing trees, running, doing everything. But so I had never ever witnessed him not be able to get his body to do what he needs his body to do.
Right.
So that watching that was it was not a good experience for me to have to finally see Pops go through. And I'm not saying from a competitive stop, you work at the table.
I'm just laughing what you guys didn't see. Our first leg, I'm running, I'm giving it all the gas. We going to the next challenge. And Jeff gets and start walking real fast, and I'm running. He said, "Come on, man, for real?"
Yeah, no, I thought he was messing with me. Like, I didn't say that. I said if you want to finally be an old man, finally,
yeah, he was
just say that. I was messing with him, but
he thought I was playing.
I thought he was messing with me.
Right.
I was so confused. Just imagine the one person. If I had to pick anybody to bring on this race, it'll be my father, 1,000%. And that. Nothing else matters, like just for us to experience this together. But even from a competitive standpoint, I know people who have been athletes all their life. I know all of these people. Just for who can I win with? I'm picking Pops, right? I never have ever
I'm picking Pops.
Exactly.
I want him to be my partner.
Absolutely. I never had known or never would have thought that I would ever see him go through what he was going through. It makes sense. He's human. But I'm the person who thinks he's Superman, right? So that whole first leg, I was just baffled, and he wouldn't tell me that he was hurting. He was like, he's just limping and if he's not telling me, In my head, I'm like, so what is it? I was so confused.
But I can say this, when I got back, I went to the doctor, we worked it all out, and now I'm doing the things that I couldn't do at that time, and I want to do this again, man.
He's ready to go again.
Yeah.
He's pitching it, and I think you should.
Bad,
I have to say that watching the two of you, honestly, two things. One, as you were running to the pit stop, they actually got a shot of your face, and you were just grimacing, and you could tell you were giving it everything you had. It was, when I say gut wrenching, like I'm like welling up talking about it. It's ridiculous. To watch you talk about your father both to talk about each other, but to say, you know, I've always called him, I'm legitimately going to cry. Always called him Superman. And today I got to watch him fly. Was just the sweetest thing. And to watch the joy on your face, Pops, when you talk about the things that you wanted to do and how everybody sort of rallied around you and was laughing and crying. Other teams were crying on other teams were crying on the map. But
they were. No. But
you could tell people were genuinely sad to see you go.
Yeah,
that was so, like, when we got to the mat and we was talking to Phil, they didn't really show the part. After we got to, Phil didn't say, okay, you are, he just waited to hear what we had to say when we got there. We talked. I look around, talk about the contestants I was running. Everybody had tears in their eyes. I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
I mean, it was never like, we gonna get this now. They were like, they had tears in their eyes.
And we've watched a lot of race, right? I've never seen that type of a moment on the mat with the other teams crying like that. Of course, Erica and Melinda, we were #1 allies. That was genuine and everything. So of course they were sad. Nick and Mike, you know, we had embraced each other, brothers for life. And even though we just raced against each other, you know, but then Jonathan and myself, when we were in the desert of Dubai the night before that, we talked for hours, man. Everybody else was still asleep. We still talking. We kind of humanized ourselves to each other because I hadn't really seen that side of it. We talked about our families, our daughters, and how we wanted them to be pen pals later on and all of that type of stuff. So we knew going forward, and I feel like that was an opportunity too for me to kind of help him with what was going, what was going on, because he got another man there to, talk to that's married. You know what I mean? So like that was a sad moment. And as I watched the season back, I really wish we would have had an opportunity to come together that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So on that mat, I think we both were feeling that. So him and Anna were boo-hoo crying. And me and Pops, we are still excited and smiling about what we did all day. So it was
the only people not crying are the two.
Yeah, the only people not crying
in the moment.
Yeah.
And then when Phil finally said, "You have been eliminated," they didn't show that. I was like, "For real?"
Yeah.
Everybody started laughing.
The joke.
The tourists became laughter. Yeah. But it was so much.
I have
fun.
a feeling if Phil was able to say no, keep coming, he would have said keep going.
Right.
You could tell how much he enjoyed
I wish.
The one time all season I wanted a non-elimination to happen was this episode right here. So I wanted my guys to keep running. But Jeff, I saw you last weekend at the La Promesa celebrity basketball tournament.
Man.
Yes, you were with my people. You were with Fessy.
My people too now.
Our people.
Great, our people, man. Our people, great people. Go ahead. Say what you're saying.
And so you were with Fessy. You were with Josh. I was looking at the photos. I said, "Wow, this looks picture perfect." Then I started to think about the challenge, and I think about Leo. I think about Kayla. I think about James. I think about Lewis. I think about Dusty. I believe Jeremy just recorded.
I've been seeing that. Yeah.
If the challenge were to call and say, "Hey Jeff, what's up?" What would you say to them?
I'm going, man. I'm ready for any challenge, man. I would
call
love
both of them.
Yeah,
it's not just
ride or dies. Yeah, ride or dies season or something, man. But no, especially after meeting those guys and seeing what you see on screen translate into what type of people these is. It was when we had already played in the basketball game. It's late at night and we were about to go out. And I had all these energy drinks. I'm 36. I got to drink me an energy drink before I go out. I offered one to Fessy. He looked at me and laughed like, "Man, I don't need no more energy, man." And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is real. These dudes. And then, competing with them on that basketball court, just seeing the physicalness. And
who won?
Man, it was so much fun. My team won. It was me, Fessy, man, it was Jesus who does the whole thing. Of course, he stacked the team. We had TJ Stoops from Squid Games. We kicked butt, man. Yeah.
So Brooke,
let me ask you. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just glad you noticed there was that my ankle. It was, you know, it was kind of bad. It wasn't like
peeps pops.
You peeped that too. Okay.
So I wanted to ask you guys one more question because we've been doing this. We're calling it the Purple Pants +1. I know you're being asked a lot of things, but I wanted to give you guys the opportunity. Is there anything that you haven't been asked that you want to say to the audience, or that they didn't show that you wish they had shown? Anything to put the ball in your court, to use a basketball term, that you want to share with the audience that you haven't gotten a chance to talk about yet, or a message that you want to give?
Anything that we haven't gotten a chance to talk about? My main message, man, and this is genuine, like I want somebody who sees us to be inspired and to go out and apply. This is not like, this is not like a part of the casting team is telling us to say this, or I'm not just saying it because it's cliche, or I can't think of nothing else to think about. I just know that there are certain people, what's up, Brice, that I've seen on some of these shows, on some of my favorite seasons, that like, and you know, watching the father and son on Connor and Dave come back a season later and win. So seeing that father and son connection, seeing people come along and just be themselves, and seeing the cookout on Big Brother. I'm talking about all the shows, you know what I mean? Like, just seeing certain things that you don't always see. I want us to be that and to inspire somebody else to go out season 39 of Amazing Race, or it could translate to another show or whatever it is. Just if it seems impossible, just try it. Think outside of the box, submit that video, and that's what I want to put out there.
That's pretty much it. Well said.
You no doubt have inspired people. I would not doubt it for a second that children are going to their parents and saying, look what they did. I want to be like that.
I love it. Absolutely. I love that.
We do have to wrap it up, but I just also wanted to say shout out to St. Louis. You know, Survivor, Amazing Race. When I play Survivor, my girl Tasha Fox is from the Lou. She opened up a first Chick-fil-A. Have you ever met Tasha before? Do you know Tasha?
Have not met. Have you met Tasha? I have not met Tasha. I love Survivor Cagayan. I love Cambodia, so I love Tasha. But the thing I love the most about her is she brought that Chick-fil-A to North County, St. Louis, and we didn't have one. You know, we lost our mall that we had, so we had to drive like 30 minutes to go to Chick-fil-A. And as silly as that sounds, you know, if you like Chick-fil-A, you get it. So she brought that out there to North County. She kind of took a risk doing it, and I'm sure it paid off. That place stays packed. So much love to Tasha Fox and Sifu. He's from the St. Louis area.
That's
too.
right, Sifu.
He came to our premiere party. We shot a real fun video with him for our Instagram. Sifu was a great guy, so big shout out to him. Yep. And Maya, she ran the race. She won the race. And so shout out to Maya. All these different people from St. Louis area putting on. Yeah. Mimi, I'm so sorry I keep jumping in there.
No, it's fine.
Mimi, she was on Big Brother. And
that's right, Mimi.
I love Mimi. I love how she plays. She's extremely intelligent, and you could tell that. When she was talking to herself in the storage rooms, I loved watching that, because it just, you know, I got me a St. Louis woman at home, so I just that personality I can understand. So yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure.
So we were both gonna do it. I was gonna say, speaking of the parties that your people came to, I cannot wait to see you in a few weeks in New York for the finale. It's gonna be a blast.
We will see you there.
We will cheers then to your amazing experience and performance. And thank you so much for joining us, Brice.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
That's it.
Soon.
We will see you again soon. And I have to bet if it's Pops or Jeff Jr., my money on Pops. It's been a great time with y'all. We will see you soon. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Brice.
It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You better listen in public, might make your stomach hurt. Ooh. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to unwind, you better get that box wine. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to get your snack, you better hurry right back though. It's the Purple Pants. It's the